Unit 5, Human Reproduction. Sexual reproduction is how humans have children. It's a combination of male reproductive cells and female reproductive cells. Physical differences between male and female bodies are called sex characteristics. Primary sex characteristics are physical differences between male and female reproductive organs. Secondary sex characteristics are other physical characteristics. For example, men have more facial hair, and women normally have wider hips. Puberty is when the human body prepares itself for reproduction. Reproductive organs become mature, and secondary sex characteristics start to appear. Some examples of secondary sex characteristics in girls are that breasts get larger, body gets rounder, and the hips get wider, and the body hair grows under the arms and in pubic areas. In boys, the voice gets deeper, and muscles get larger, and shoulders get wider. Also for boys, the body hair grows under his arms, on his chest, and in his pubic area. Facial hair also grows on his face. What are human reproductive cells? They are called gametes. Male reproductive cells are called sperm cells. Millions of sperm cells are made in the testicles. The female reproductive cell is called the egg cell. Egg cells are made in the ovaries starting during puberty. The female reproductive system produces female gametes, female sex cells called egg cells. The external sex organs in the female, altogether called the vulva, are the labia minora and labia majora, which are folds of skin that protect the rest of the vulva. The vaginal orifice, which leads into the vagina, and the clitoris, which is a sensitive sex organ. The internal female sex organs include the ovaries, which produce egg cells, the fallopian tubes, which carry egg cells from the ovaries to the uterus, the uterus, where a fertilized egg cell develops into a fetus, and the vagina, which leads from the vulva to the uterus. The menstrual cycle. A woman's menstrual cycle includes her ovarian cycle and her uterine cycle. During the ovarian cycle, an egg cell starts to mature inside an ovary. On the 14th day of the ovarian cycle, the egg cell leaves the ovary. This is called ovulation. The uterine cycle. During the uterine cycle, the walls of the uterus get thicker with extra tissue and blood. When there is no fertilized egg cell, this leaves the body through the vagina. This is called menstruation. The male reproductive system. The parts of the male reproductive system include the penis, which deposits sperm cells in the vagina, the testicles, which produce millions of sperm cells, and the vas deferens, which carry sperm cells to the urethra. And the seminal vesicles and the prostate produce liquids to make semen. And the urethra carries semen and sperm cells out of the body through the penis. How the male reproductive system works. Sperm cells grow in tiny tubes in the testicles. Testicles, not testes, testicles. The vas deferens transport sperm cells from the testicles to the seminal vesicles. Sperm cells are transported through the prostate into the urethra. And semen and sperm cells go through the urethra, out the end of the penis during ejaculation. Fertilization, pregnancy, and birth. When a sperm cell fertilizes an egg cell, the two cells join to form a zygote. The zygote forms a fetus. To form a fetus, a man and a woman have sexual intercourse. Sperm cells leave the penis and enter the vagina. Sperm cells swim up the uterus to the fallopian tubes. One sperm cell fertilizes the egg cell. This makes a zygote, which is a new cell. The zygote travels down the fallopian tube to the uterus. During this time, the zygote divides into an embryo. After 6 days, the embryo joins itself to the wall of the uterus. Pregnancy is the time between fertilization and birth. During the 9 months of human pregnancy, the fetus grows with two special organs inside the uterus. The placenta, that provides oxygen and nutrients for the fetus, and the amniotic sac, which has amniotic fluid, which protects the fetus from impacts. Birth is when the baby leaves the uterus through the vagina. Birth has 3 phases. 1, the dilation of the cervix. 2, the baby is expelled through the vagina. The doctor knots or ties and cuts the umbilical cord. And 3, the uterus contracts again and the afterbirth is expelled. The afterbirth is the placenta, amniotic sac, and the umbilical cord. That was Unit 5, Human Reproduction. Now let's talk about Unit 6, Health and Illness. Health is a state of physical, mental, and social well-being. Illnesses are health problems that can affect your body's organs. Health professionals and services that can help us stay healthy include a general practitioner, GP, which is a doctor who treats common illnesses. A medical specialist is a doctor who treats specific illnesses or parts of the body. For example, a dermatologist treats skin diseases, which is a specific part of the body. The hospital is a place that provides care for people who have medical emergencies. Illnesses have symptoms such as fever, pain, or coughing, for example. When a doctor tells you what's wrong, he makes a diagnosis. The proper treatment can relieve the symptoms and sometimes cure the illness. Types of illnesses. Infectious diseases are caused by microorganisms. Non-infectious diseases aren't caused by microorganisms. Examples of these illnesses are allergies, obesity, malnutrition, substance abuse, and mental illness. Infectious diseases. When certain microorganisms enter the human body, they can cause infectious diseases. Bacteria can cause tuberculosis, tetanus, or salmonellosis. Treatment, antibiotics. Viruses can cause flu, measles, rubella, or AIDS. Treatment, antiviral medicines. Protozoans can cause malaria, cholera, and amoebic dysentery. Treatment, antiprotist medicines. Fungi can cause diseases of the hair, skin, and nails, such as athlete's foot. Treatment, antifungal or antimycotic medicines. How are infectious diseases transmitted? By personal contact. When people touch each other, especially if someone has an open cut. By droplet contact. When people sneeze or cough, the microorganisms in these liquids can infect others. For example, the flu virus. By contact with contaminated objects, microorganisms on the ground and objects around us. Tetanus can enter a cut on a person from an object. By animal carriers. Some microorganisms are not dangerous to animals, but dangerous to humans. For example, some mosquitoes have bacteria that causes malaria and can infect humans. By consumption of contaminated food. Salmonella can be transmitted to eggs from chicken feces if we don't clean eggs enough, by consumption of contaminated water. Cholera, hepatitis, and dysentery are caused by microorganisms in dirty water. Preventing infectious diseases. To stop infectious disease, we must live a healthy lifestyle and follow a schedule of vaccinations. A healthy lifestyle. Wash your hands with soap and water before eating, cooking, and after using the toilet. Brush your teeth after you eat and before you go to bed. This prevents cavities. Clean cuts to prevent infections, then put a plaster on them to keep them clean. Keep pets healthy. Wash pets regularly and take them to the veterinarian. Wash raw fruits and vegetables with clean water before you eat them. Don't walk barefoot at public swimming pools or gyms. Wear shoes or sandals. What are vaccines? Vaccines are substances that contain weak or dead microorganisms that don't make you sick and help your body to resist the same disease in the future. When you take a vaccine, the body produces antibodies that fight the microorganism. If you get infected with the same microorganism in the future, the body will produce the same antibodies to defend itself. Preventing non-infectious diseases. Healthy lifestyle habits fight non-infectious diseases. Eat a balanced diet and a sensible amount of food every day. Not too little and not too much. Do regular exercise. For example, walking or cycling or sports that include physical activity. Sleep for 8 to 10 hours a night. Sleep in a quiet place of a temperature of 18 to 20 degrees Celsius. Peter needs to sleep for more hours a night. Follow road safety rules to avoid accidents. Don't play in the streets and cross at crosswalks. Try and accept and respect yourself and your body and learn how to express your feelings appropriately. And finally, try and accept and respect other people and learn how to work together. That was Unit 6. Health and illness. Study up, and good luck on your test.